Newstalk Breakfast.
In association with Air. Keeping Ireland connected with no limits data on Air Mobile.
No, the advice on travel hasn't changed, and there isn't any confusion in relation to the advice from NEFIT in relation to all non-essential travel. We're asking people to avoid it. Our advice to the public is not to make arrangements for non-essential travel outside of the country. And our advice to people who are planning travel here for tourist reasons is to avoid that.
The advice on travel still hasn't changed. No non-essential travel abroad. But despite this, Ryanair are now operating flights to Barcelona, Malaga, Lisbon and Milan Bergamo this week. So are people now flying for non-essential travel from Dublin Airport?
I flew from Paris and the flight was full, so I think people are not so much afraid of flying. People are boarding a bit more separately. Everything is taking a bit much time. I'm here for work purposes, so I'm here for training reasons. And I was obliged to travel during this period. So
were you worried about flying?
No, I was not worried because with everything that is done to protect people, the wearing of masks, the lotion for the hand washing, I think it's quite fun if you take this everything seriously. It's okay.
I've flown in from Charles de Gaulle, Paris, into Dublin. It's my second flight in 3 weeks. Again, be prepared when you get to airports that there is no food, generally. Some shops are beginning to open in Charles de Gaulle, for instance, and even in Dublin, but there's a very few food places, and planes will not serve you food. There is no social distancing on flights that I found. You can be crammed with other people in your seats beside you. You're supposed to wear your mask at all times, and there is no food served on planes. But otherwise, it's it seems to be normal, but just be prepared for that.
The CMO, Tony Houlihan, is still saying that people should only travel abroad if it's essential. Do you find that everyone travelling, it is for essential purposes or not?
No, I find a lot of people on board are travelling back to be with their partners or travelling to see family.
Well, I'm actually flying to Bristol, but what I find the mad thing is I'm flying back to Belfast on Friday night rather than directly to Dublin. If I fly directly back to Dublin, I have to isolate for 2 weeks. However, if I fly to Belfast and travel down from the north into the Republic, I don't have to isolate. It is a way to work around it, yeah. It's inconvenient, but that's the way it is. It's certainly better to travel down from the north rather than have to go into isolation for 2 weeks.
We're told that we should still only travel for essential reasons. Are you travelling to Bristol for essential reasons?
My father is very elderly. He's 90 next year. I haven't seen him for some time, so I want to go over and see him.
So I'm flying to Bristol and just going over to see my boyfriend. So just for a week or two. Obviously, I'll be quarantining over there for my 14 days and coming back. But I amn't as worried now since things have picked up a little bit, I guess. But I'll be taking precaution as well. I've got my mask in my bag. And yeah, that's it. And then when I come back, I'll be quarantined for another 14 days.
And will you stick to the guidelines of self-isolation?
Yeah, because I actually took the ferry the last time I went. And I was quarantining over there for 2 weeks, and then I came back and I done the same here, and I was fine.
Are you worried about flying at all?
A little bit, yeah. But the fact that it's a short flight, literally 40 minutes, and I'll just keep the mask on, and that's it.
Well, I came home to look after my dad about a year ago, so that's all kind of been finished with, and now I have to go back to where I live in Devon. So I looked at the ferry because I thought it might be a bit safer, but it's very hard then to get the connection all the way down to Devon. So I just decided to fly. I'm just assuming that everything is in place, that people are following guidelines, and that it'll be spaced out in the plane. So in a way, I'm just taking a little bit of a chance, but I have my masks and everything, so I'm all set.
Well, not really worried. It's, to be honest, I think all this corona has been taken out of context. To be fair, it's a lot of media scaremongering. To be fair. So as you say, there's been not much cases from here in Northern Ireland where we're from, but I'm happy enough to fly.
Where are you flying to today?
Flying to Bristol, and then from Bristol to Alicante.
So you're going on a sun holiday?
Oh, a sunny holiday, yeah. And from what I know, the bars over there is open, there's nightclubs open, coffee shops open, everything. So
when you return, will you have to self-quarantine or anything?
Yeah. Well, they've told us that, but it's like how strict's it going to be? You know what I mean? Are they going to come knocking your door saying, I heard you were away for a week, we're going to make you stay in the house for two weeks?
I'm going the same as him, Bristol, and to Alicante for something holiday.
Were you in any way worried about going to Spain? Cases were quite high there at one stage.
Well, I was at Benidorm in March when it just went on lockdown, and then my last day they went on lockdown, so like it wasn't really that bad. Like, and then it got worse as like I left. So, but then now it looks calmer now, like, because they're like on the better things that we are. We're back than they are, like, you know what I mean.
How long are you going for?
We're going for a week.
And when you come back, do you have any intentions of going into self-isolation?
Probably not, like, because I need to go to work and make some do, like, you know what I mean? Like